so let's just settle into our meditation posture. And so if you are sitting at a desk and your feet are down on the ground, you just have them in a parallel position and try as best as you can to feel the soles of the feet on the earth, sort of equally. So not having too much pressure on the front or the back or the side. Try and just have equal pressure through the soles of the feet. Hips width apart. Now, if you are sitting in the regular cross-legged position, try and have your sits bones raised. So this does help to prevent you from kind of falling back onto your sacrum. And lengthen your spine. Put some space in between those vertebrae. You can have your hands placed anywhere in your lap that is comfortable for you. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just from the top of the spine, just imagine you're just tipping your head forward very gently, putting a little bit of length in the back of the neck. And the eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose. Relax the jaw. Now bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the back of the head, particularly at the base of the skull, the occipital bone. Relax the ears, the inner ear, your temples, the jaw, the back of the tongue. And release any tension in the back of the neck. Allow your shoulders, shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And then bring the mind to the breath and just notice the sensation of the air as it very gently flows in and out of your nostrils. And remember to keep breathing. If you do hear any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with your mind. And then check your mind. See what's arising. And try and put some space in between your thoughts. So just very good to be aware of what's going on in there, but without judgment, criticism, or opinions. Just take a step back and you can observe your mind as an objective observer with curiosity and interest. Now bring to mind some people of your life. And we do this little meditation on equanimity because it is the first stage in developing compassion and then bodhicitta. So we try and get this idea that despite the fact that we have friends that we love, we have people that we don't like so much, and then there's so many strangers all around us, actually all of these people are the same. And how are they the same? How are they equal to us? Well, we all want to be happy. Sounds so simple. We all want to be free from suffering, and we all actually have this unbelievable capacity for an enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for the benefit of all these people of our life. Right now, we're probably just thinking about the ones we love. but also think about the ones that you don't love. And maybe there was a stranger you passed today. And then we think of Israel in hospital and really wish for his long life and that he will get better really, really soon. So with this purification practice, it's the purification practice. It is done with this deity Vajrasattva, and it's done in the context of the 4 opponent powers. So they're, in a way, these powers are opposing our delusions. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and maybe in some past lives. So think specifically of actions of your body and your speech. And the reason we're regretting, and this is not guilt, not beating ourselves up here, it's based on the logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So logically, it makes sense that we pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as our future suffering. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think again, I'm sick of this suffering. So then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance, and it has 2 sections, refuge and compassion, developing compassion. So we start by thinking about, well, relying upon this Buddha Vajrasattva, who we actually see as really more as a doctor than as someone who is a higher power that we need to forgive us. So we think, imagine he's above the crown of our head, facing the same way as you. So if this image is a little bit complicated, just imagine white light, a ball of white light on the crown of your head. You can also imagine, if you do have a teacher, a spiritual guide, you can imagine that's this person manifesting in this form, this particular male Vajrasattva form, for your benefit. And he's made of blissful, radiant white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, and the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently, maybe in the past, and then maybe in general, all beings perhaps we've harmed since beginningless time. That ant you squashed, things like that. So remember those who have harmed you, probably not that hard to remember, but have compassion for them rather than just kind of a wish for revenge or a ha ha ha, you're going to get it, because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So have a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification, excuse me, for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy. And this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And so we start with the body, and I'm going to cough again, excuse me. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And I've got a tickle in my throat. So if somebody could recite the mantra while I go off and get some water, that would be great. So imagine the light arcs around and enters your crown, pours into your entire body, and fills you completely. And then it forces out of all your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And it pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as you recite the mantra. So if someone could recite it for me, I'm going to go.
Ararakto mebowa sawasiri maybe yatsu sarakama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajrabami mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sata a pe vajrasata samaya manupalaya vajrasata dino patita dino mebowa sutokayo mebowa supokayo mebowa Ararakto mebowa sawasiri maybe yatsu sawakama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tatagata benza bame mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sata a pe vajrasata samaya manupalaya vajrasata dino patita dido mebowa sutukayo mebowa supukayo mebowa Ararakto mebowa sawa siri maybe yatsu sawa kama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hung ha ho bhagawan sawa tatagata benza bame mutsa vajra bawa maha samaya sata a pe vajrasata samaya manupalaya vajrasata dino patita dido mebowa sutukayo mebowa supukayo mebowa Ararakto mebowa sawa siri maybe yatsu sawa kama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hung ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajrabami mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sata a pe vajrasata samaya manupalaya vajrasata dino patita dido mebowa sutukayo mebowa supukayo mebowa Ararakto mebowa sawa siri maybe yatsu sawa kama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajrabami mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sata a pe vajrasata samaya manupalaya vajrasata dino patita dido mebowa sutukayo mebowa supukayo mebowa Ararakto mebowa sawa siri maybe yatsu sawa kama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajrabami mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sata a pe vajrasata samaya manupalaya vajrasata dino patita dido mebowa sutukayo mebowa sutukayo mebowa Ararakto mebowa sawa siri maybe yatsu sawa kama tsutsame sitam shiram kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tatagata vajrabami mutsa vajrabawa maha samaya sata a pe.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, so let's just be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think now there's no way to do anything but benefit others now with your body. So the moment they see you, smell you, feel you as you walk past, it benefits their mind. So next is the purification of the speech. And Vajrasattva now very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, or getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mepiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajravala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta miboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida miboa sutokaya miboa supokaya miboa. Anarakta miboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dina miboa sutokaya miboa supokaya miboa. Anarakta miboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida miboa sutokaya miboa supokaya miboa. Anarakta miboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida miboa sutokaya miboa supokaya miboa. Anarakta miboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So just imagine you have a friend and they're in trouble and they come to you for advice. And just imagine that every single syllable that falls out of your mouth is of benefit to their mind and that you can actually help them, that you know what to say that benefits them. So next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this kind of arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you just imagine when you walk into a pitch black room and you just flick on the switch, the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness in the room. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so any depression, anxiety, violence, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, disappointments, insecurities, all of this instantly dispelled by this mantra and this light. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dina meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dina meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dina meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajamame mutta vajabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dina meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Excuse me. So be delighted that all your delusions, all of our delusions, these are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech. So imagine they're completely purified. So think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely, and this light and nectar eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dina meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya satva a hum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa stokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabala mahasamaya satva a hum pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve. And so this is a really crucial step because without making a decision to try and refrain from harming others, we're just going to keep following the same old patterns, same old habits, same old unconscious things that we say that are harmful to others, things that we do that are harmful to others. So we just make a decision. I'm going to try and not do this anymore. I'm going to try and refrain. So just bring something to mind. something that you can think of that you would like to work on, maybe that you have been working on for a while. First of all, rejoice in your efforts, and then just make a determination that I'll just think about this thing maybe for 5 seconds or while I'm asleep at night, kind of gossiping, because you won't be doing it because you'll be asleep. So something simple, something that you can commit to for the next 24 hours. And then imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And just think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, there's just a little bit on emptiness. So emptiness, there is no I, afraid of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, you can place your mind there for a little while. And we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They're just a bunch of dependent arisings that don't exist from their own side. And you can think that perhaps, just perhaps, the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually are. I mean, even on a conventional level, we're misinterpreting things all the time. Particularly, we take things out of context. So this is a little bit about what emptiness is. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, particularly think of Israel. And may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Tup shul chang shin jam gon Galloway, Tenzin kyang Pallaway, Kunza dog porze. Jog sum kurwe leg mon to drup. Dag sog dulaje gondu jab ten shog. Ursel Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Shera, beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. So